Hey, so I want to make this about a question I got about depression and being a Christian and stuff. So first of all, I am not a doctor. I'm a friend. That's all I'll say. And I like to read and all that, get information, and also I'm a Christian and I do read the Bible. Um, I do hang out with many Christian people. I grew up in the Christian church, um, so I get a lot of the general ideas about judgment around depression or anxiety, all of these things. Now, I think depression is a real thing, and I think anxiety is a real thing, and I don't think everyone that feels sad one day is actually has like legit depression, or that anyone that has a very bad day has legit anxiety. I think those are very real things that happen. I don't know if it's God's plan or not. I think it's not, but I think that despite of that, it has nothing to do with our value. So if you are depressed, if you have anxiety, you suffer from anxiety episodes, which I have suffered myself, I don't think that changes who you are. That changes God's plan for you, and especially, most importantly, it doesn't change how much God loves you. Um, so that's the very first thing I need to make clear in my beliefs. There's lots of judgment around depression and anxiety. Some people will claim it's a punishment. Some people might claim that you're not praying well enough. Some people might claim that you're not believing, or you have a hidden sin, or you haven't forgiven. There's many reasons. I'm not gonna go into them because I don't believe them. That's. Let me just turn this off. There you go. I don't believe any of those reasons. I'm aware the Bible does talk about sin having a consequence in our bodies sometimes, um, but it's I don't want it to fall into judgment. Now, it's not only your sin that can have consequences; it's the sin of other people. I am again not a doctor, but I know there are certain studies that episodes in our lives might trigger anxiety or depression or whatever. There's imbalances in our brains that may cause that. There's many reasons to do that. Now, as Christians, can you pray depression away? Probably. I think you can. Have I seen it? Probably not. Uh, can you pray anxiety away? Well, I'm still anxious sometimes. It's very rare that I have an anxiety attack, to be honest. It mostly has to do with my eating. If I skip lots of meals and stuff, I can get to a point where I'm very prone to an anxiety attack, which I like to eat, so it doesn't happen too much, but it might happen. So in these episodes in our lives, some trauma that may cause these things, and other mental illnesses and situations, there's many things we could want to change of those things, but we can't. At least for now, I don't know if we actually can change those things. Um, there's this. I'm not even gonna call it theology, but this understanding that sometimes it's caused by something we do or stop doing. I don't know. I really don't. But I see lots of people in the Bible who struggle with that, and there's this psalm that ends in despair, and it even ends saying like darkness is my only friend or something like dark, uh, and that's a song and that's a song of praise. So I'm wondering if depression or anxiety, why would people see that as something that you cannot come to God with it? I'm not gonna say that it's okay, it's awesome to be depressed or anything, it's not. But why would that stop you from having a full-on relationship, functional relationship with God? The psalmist writes in a very depressed state. I'm sure David had very anxious states. One of the most famous verses, I think it's in chapter 27, if I believe correctly. You can tell he was pretty scared. He was pretty anxious when he wrote that, and a lot of it is probably him talking to himself, trying to calm down. But it's in the Bible and it's real and it's still a song of worship. I think it goes beyond that. So I think a depressed Christian or an anxious Christian is not a Christian who's lacking faith, or it's not a Christian who's away from God, or it's not a Christian who's wrong. It's a person, and in the personhood we share as Christians, the main focus is that we can come to God and trust Him and wrestle with Him and say, hey, I don't understand this. I don't like this. That's wrong. That's weird. I feel sad. Darkness surrounds me. They're coming against me. People are talking crap about me, and it's not true, and I don't know what to do. And that's a very hard situation that in people who have anxiety or depression might trigger some very bad days. So yeah, can you be a Christian and still be depressed? Yes. Can you pray depression away? Hopefully. We hope we could. Does that mean you shouldn't seek for help? I don't think so. I think God also answers through counseling, through medicine, through many other resources He has given us. We all might have personal opinions on the on the health industry and the big pharma and whatever. It could be a mess, but we should, and we could trust God into Him guiding us into counseling, making sure our levels are correct, our chemicals are in place, our hormones are in place, that everything's working fine. I think you're worth it. I think it's important that you go and check that. And if you have insurance, you have access to all of that, please do. It's part of being a person. You're not a Christian before being a person. You are a person who is a Christian or follows Jesus, which is the goal, right, of being Christian. Get your hormones checked, get your levels checked, get your everything that can be checked. Just go check, go check yourself. Go get counseling. I think it's very brave and very courageous to learn to cry. I wish I could cry. It's very hard for me to actually cry, and I'm mad that I can't just cry sometimes. Deal with your emotions, face them. Mom told me something she read about not wasting your feelings when you're feeling sad or feeling down. Don't try to hide it. Confront it. Cry. Get counseling. Get therapy. Whatever you need. That doesn't make you any less Christian, and you can find lots of people in the Bible who probably struggle with depression. Now, maybe they didn't have the term for that. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. Probably they did, and probably it was real for them as it's real for you. So, when people come to you, I understand their zeal for the Spirit and trying to say, maybe you should pray into it, maybe you should forgive, and they're just excited because they want to solve it. And maybe they're being not nice people, but maybe they are also they're childlike acting and just thinking, trying to help in not the best way. Maybe they're not trained to help you better, and they're just excited because they want to see something happen. So try to approach that with grace, but also know yourself loved, most importantly. Know yourself worth it of counseling and do meds, whatever the doctor has to say. Get second opinions and a third opinion if you want, because you're worth it, and your time is worth it, and your life is worth it. You're worth it of having a vacation whenever you can, having a day off whenever that allows, having your downtime. I know I need to have my meals because it will trigger anxiety if I don't have my meals, especially after working out. I know I need my alone time. I love people, but I sometimes just need an hour to be alone and read or listen to music or check Instagram. I just sometimes need that for my mental clarity and sanity and be better. I know changing the way I eat has helped me a lot with my anxiety and stuff, and just feel more of a sane person. Getting enough fats in my meals, getting everything checked has helped me a lot. And nothing of that interferes with me being a Christian. Actually, some of my prayers have been very angry prayers, and some of my prayers have been very sad prayers, but they're prayers because there's a relationship with God, and we wrestle Him. We wrestle Him, and He's going to win, but we wrestle Him, and we're honest with Him. And I'm sure, I can just imagine Him excited about that. So being depressed or anxious or anything doesn't take away from you believing in Jesus. Actually, if in your depression, in your anxiety, in your situations, you just go to Him saying, hey, this is what's going on. it probably means you believe in Jesus more than most people do because you trust him enough to go and have that conversation with him. Approach people. I don't know how trained to make the idea that depressed people are still Christians and they're still functioning and they're still worthy of service, being served, but also participating in service. Uh, they're just people. You are people, and you're important, and you're worth it, and you're loved. So be sure to get yourself checked because you're worth it, and know yourself loved, and try to find stuff that helps you. But none of those things take away from you trusting Jesus. And as a matter of fact, the Bible teaches us that none of those things can take away God's love for you, which is pretty good news, I think. So I hope this serves you in any purpose and serves you well and finds you well. If you have depression, if you have anxiety, make sure to reach out, get help, get counseling, get therapy, whatever it is you need. It's important and you are important. Peace.